What made podcasting something I wanted to do? Alright, so for those who don't know, I'm shy. Like, for real. Like the real me, the real Romy Mac. Like behind all of this stuff doing the podcasting from original days. I'm shy as fuck.
Romy Mac.
What about a woman has the tendency of getting you hooked, sprung? So what I find in a woman with that tendency is her nurturing ability, nurturing behavior, softness. It counteracts what I believe is my masculinity. It complements it very well. And it's just something that is almost indescribable. The feeling when you have such a spirit that can be so feminine. Like I'm not able to stress it enough how much a turn on it is for a woman who may even had operate in her like masculine around like with her kids, maybe at work or something like that, but willing to shut that shit off and be the softest that like you wouldn't be able to tell that she's on her, masculine shit at work. And you combine that with being a lady, dressing elegantly, being able to put effort into whatever she does, and then when she throw it on you, mixing all of that together, just showing ultimate kindness, right? That ultimate kindness that comes with, I'm going to be kind no matter how much has been done to me. The pain that I've endured in the past, I'm not going to allow that to prevent me from showing my kindness. That to me it's much a desired trait to me in a woman, when she understands how fucked up people can be and that they projected their pain onto her, but she did not take it personally, that she allowed it to alter the way that she treated people. And then to take a chance on trying to bond, on trying to connect with a guy worthy of her time. That is, one she deems worthy with the resources and worthy of attraction, worthy of, not just from a look standpoint, but also how he carries himself. Like, to me, that woman that is able to be in her feminine so much without fear of being hurt. Obviously, that doesn't mean you don't have healthy boundaries, but in a sense of like just how she carries herself. That to me you can find yourself as a man being hooked and sprung, if you will, off of that. It's more so the way that he feels around her, that safety in an unsafe world type thing, and shows that she's got him. She understands the level of protection that she provides in her feminine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, a woman's protection comes from the feminine. It's not going to come from her masculine energy. It's not. If anything, it's just challenging moments. Those are like two rams going together, and there's no sense in arguing with a woman. So it's like, I'm gonna let you have it, but then I gotta leave. So when a woman, when she understands the purpose, she understands what it means for a man to go out here and try to build something, trying to hold down the fort, trying to, build a kingdom, trying to do so many things that essentially she can benefit from, kids, if they're there, can benefit from, and ultimately family, friend group, all of that, they benefit from that. But when a woman comes with distractions, when she becomes a complication to a man versus a compliment, she ends up getting excommunicated eventually. Something, the universe is going to have it so. In my mind, I am in tune with the fucking universe that you are not going to stay around for much longer unless you are complimenting the movement, if you will. So when it comes to a woman that just operates from a place of purity and with kindness and soft, but firm in a sense of her boundaries, I'm not saying to be a total ditz and allow people to walk all over you with your niceness. That doesn't bode well for the guy. It doesn't bode well for a woman to do that either. So it's one of those things that you're gonna just decide to jump out of that plane without a parachute and be like, fuck it. This is how I'm gonna display my behavior towards this man. And if indeed it's in effective, efficient hands, it'll be taken care of. Obviously, if it's not, then that'll show too. And then it'll be up to me to stay if I'm going to endure said behavior from this man. When I'm giving and when I'm showing him, I'm having the courage to show my feminine side instead of being protective. Instead of leading with fear, I'm leading with love. And for me, a woman that does show that kindness, that does live in her feminine essence, it's irresistible. It's irresistible, obviously, along with the attraction that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? But I think about the best way to describe it is like Belle in Beauty and the Beast. Like, and I don't recommend men acting like him. I'm just saying what he represented, that sense of masculinity, broad, big guy, protector in a sense, but losing your shit all the time. It's like he did, as far as like how the cartoon displayed it. I don't find that to be masculine. I think there's a time and place for such, but walking around all the time just pissed off, to me, is not masculinity. That's just for me personally. I don't speak for every man, but for me, being masculine is more about being calm, being stoic, being speaking when necessary, and listening most of the time, so that you can gather information needed to do your job a little bit better than you did the day before. But that Belle and Beast connection is ideal. I mean, you see sometimes that those pictures might be on Pinterest or Facebook or social media in general, where you see that lioness. That lioness is in the front and then the lion is in the back, and he pretty much just like, I dare you, you know, that type of thing. That to me is that type of bond, and understanding that, like, she know I got it. But in the event that someone tries to test us, she will be there to show her fangs as well. And that's something that's well appreciated. And that's what I mean. It's not to say that you don't ever use such masculine energy. It's a time and a place for it. But when you're leaning solely just into your masculine energy as a woman, you end up attracting the opposite, and that of a man who tends to operate in his feminine, regardless of how big he might be. It's more of a spirit. It's a spiritual connection that goes on, which everything is to do with energy, I believe. So having that fearsome, you know, barking woman, and then again you get this, you get a softer guy, because it's got a balance. You know, it's got to be, there has to be polarity between the individuals. I believe that's just what that's my belief, you know. But kindness is something that truly does stand out when it comes to being around women, especially in a time where a lot of women show such entitlement. And it's really, I won't put it solely on them, but social media has definitely put a lot of focus and putting women on pedestals in a sense. And guys don't make it any better as far as like how they compliment you and all that stuff. And it's just, and you know, it's gassing you up. And it's not to say that you're not attractive, you're not beautiful by any means, but to the degree in which you lose yourself, that I have to compliment, I'm losing myself to compliment you. Now there's this level of, I could say, entitlement that comes into play. I just don't, I'm not a fan of it. I once did it, you know, in my younger days. I didn't know any better. But to be able to appreciate a woman versus trying to just put them on pedestals, and obviously, you know, and more so, yeah, just learning to appreciate a woman, obviously, you know, for more than just her anatomy, more than just her sex appeal. Of course, that fucking matters. Don't get it confused, man. You know, heterosexual male right here, that does matter. But there's also more that comes with it. And that's what I mean. Like that kindness, that softness that comes with a woman being a woman that's the shit that really gets you hooked and sprung mentally, where you just find somebody that just displays such kindness, right? Such kindness. I'm not a fan of niceness. Like, you know, nice is, you know, doing things, expecting something in return, and also not having boundaries. That's to where being kind, you do something almost unconditionally, and because you're not worried about whether they're gonna hurt you, whether they're gonna give it back to you, you can feel that energy from people, and definitely from women, if you're paying attention. So to see that, and combine that with how she carries herself as a woman, how her body shape, for as far as for physical attraction goes, being just an ultimate sweet soul, and to see that come together, man, with that kindness, that is it's mesmerizing. I won't lie, it's mesmerizing, man. Just how sweet Belle was in Beauty and the Beast. Regardless of how that motherfucker was just, like he's throwing tantrums and shit, she's still meeting him with that kindness, man. And I say all the time, that is a cheat code for women, a cheat code of you operating in your softness, of you operating in your feminine. That no man can take that. You know, I don't believe so. I mean, it's hard. It's certainly difficult and challenging for some, especially for a woman that you have attraction to. I'm not talking about just in general, like a woman being soft and like any man's gonna fall for it. But if that man has an attraction for you, and he comes off a little bit brash or something like that, and then you lead with your softness, man, it's a hard thing to resist, because as a man, I believe it is my duty to essentially protect the feminine. And that's really what that's about, guarding the feminine within this woman. I'm not able to protect your masculinity. I can show you that you're safe with me. But if you continuously operate in your masculine, you are turning into a man, and that becomes unattractive. And I'm not attracted to men, I'm attracted to women. So a man is more inclined to assist a woman who is in her feminine than that of a woman that's in her masculine, because she acts like a man. She acts like she can do it on her own. And no pressure, nothing, nothing personal, but I'm not going to be so inclined to try to assist that. It's just it's a protector thing, and I hope that makes sense. Just my like my thoughts on that. But that kindness, that softness, combined with the physical attraction, the emotional attraction, spiritual attraction, chemical attraction that comes with being involved with the woman, when you combine that with that kindness, that softness, all of that mixed together, it is really tough it is challenging to resist. But to me, I believe that's the ways that a woman can get a man, me, to be hooked, sprung. What's the worst advice you were ever given when it comes to women? To just be yourself. Now, I want everyone to listen what I mean by that, as far as just be yourself in this sense. I'm not telling you to be a character when you're with a woman, but what I'm saying is that a lot of us males, the way we came up, were not brought up to be what is deemed to be attractive to women. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just studying your opponent and learning what women find to be attractive in males, from if it's from a scientific standpoint. And where does that come? Obviously, there's physical, face and all that stuff, and then there's the security aspect of it, So security comes in many ways. Security can come in being protective. So security can come in being financially stable. And we have a day and age where women have their own money. You know what I mean? So that part, it's not as focused on. Best believe that's still important, to have your money together, because, and not so much of a gold digging standpoint, but more so of things to do. It takes money to take care of a home. It takes money to take care of a car. It takes money to purchase things that might be a necessity for life. So to be on your grind when it comes to your finances, to work on your body so that you are in shape, to be protective, and also to just work on your mental. That's another thing, like being able to protect with your mind too, in the sense of controlling your emotions. And ultimately, people tend to mirror your emotion, the people that they're around. So if you're constantly going rah-rah and you're all up in your emotions, then it's going to trigger that for people to mirror that, or they're going to try to calm you down, like trying to parent you. And the worst thing you want is your woman trying to parent you. But I say all that to say, just being yourself when I was younger, the way that I carried myself wasn't attractive. I don't believe. I mean, it showed in the reactions of the young ladies that I was in relationships with, and they went elsewhere. And didn't matter how much I loved them, it didn't matter how much I liked them, I cared for them. It just wasn't. I wasn't carrying myself in an attractive sense for them anymore. And I firmly believe it was because trying to turn a woman into your mom. It's just that feeling, and a lot of us men don't know any better. That's what we see growing up. We mirror what we see, and we leave the nest only to recreate it out in the world. So trying to have a woman to do all the things that maybe your mom used to do, or maybe something you wanted your mom to do really bad, wanted to get a certain type of love, or you wanted to get the same love that you had, and when you put all that pressure on this woman, she wasn't meant for that. She wasn't meant for you. She was not meant to raise you into a man. And I know for me that was the case, because I had been so focused on like work and stuff. I didn't really take time to learn how to parent myself, reparent myself, love myself. And so I was projecting a lot of my insecurities onto her. So like, just being yourself, I mean, here's self. Back then life was video games, life was music videos, life was being funny all the time, life was not really caring about your attire and stuff. I won't say hygiene, well, I mean, as a teenager, so going outside playing and then coming home falling asleep in the stank ass bed. So yes, those things, if you don't change them as you get older, you take them into adulthood with you. So to be yourself, and just anticipating that a woman is going to pine for this video game, music video watching, guy that doesn't really have much ambition, lazy. I was definitely lazy. I avoided responsibility, all these things. But me just being myself right there. Do you believe a woman who thinks long-term longevity, protection in the future, do you believe that she would find that to be attractive? Because I don't believe she would. Unless she wanted to be that masculine woman that becomes a mom to a guy, and she has to pretty much, she's like a Build-A-Bear. She's going to mold him into the man that she needs him to be. And I don't believe in that theory. That's just me. I don't believe a woman could teach you how to be a man. I believe only a man can do that. With that being said, I wanted to make change. I had to make change. I had to learn to grow up. I had to mature more than what I did. I'm sure I still have some growing to do in some form or fashion, and that's the beauty of waking up every day. There's something new to learn. But in this instance, I wanted to be more accommodating to that of a woman, accommodating to the people around me, accommodating to my friends, and not be so self-centered, not be so turning the attention to focus on me. It's just that insecurity. It was, a little bit of narcissistic behavior, just not feeling seen. So wanting to speak out, trying to draw attention-seeking behavior. Like I said, I wanted to be the clown. I wanted to be the guy that got the attention by making you laugh. I thought that was how I was going to receive love, by making everybody laugh. So, but the thing about that is nobody respects the clown. So when you act like a clown, people treat you like a clown. So I thought that if I was going to be funny, people would like me. So doing all of this shit, this is where the acting was going on, but this is who I was. This is me being myself, as mentioned. But it taught people to treat me, to put me on the back burner. It taught people to treat me that I come second. It taught people not to value me. And I just took it because I was afraid of being alone. When you do actually end up alone, you find out how close God is to you, how close him and his universe or her universe is to you. And I was in a dark space, but I'm grateful for knowledge. I'm grateful for wisdom from those who knew better, who lived the life already, that made mistakes, went down a road and wrote a book about it or did a lecture about it and was able to pass that on. But you just being yourself, when it comes to women, it's all about, for me, it's all about find out what is attractive. Acquire that skill. That, I believe that's what's more important to me. To me, it's like, I'm not telling you to, like I said, to be a character. No, it's not about being a character. It's about acquiring a set of skills so that you can survive in this world as a man. And also, on the opposite end for a woman, to acquire certain skills that enhance you as a man and enhance you as a woman. Knowing the balance between your masculine energy and your feminine energy when time is needed to use such. But when you carry yourself thinking that you're just going to pull any woman that you want just by being yourself, that advice did not bode well. I can tell you that. When you didn't have much money, when you didn't know how to dress, you're not drawing attention to yourself unless you're just naturally beautiful, naturally attractive. Of course, beauty is an eye of the beholder, but yes, certain individuals have a look about them. They just it doesn't matter how bummy they dress, you can still see the attraction in their face. But if they were to get dolled the fuck up, get out the way, because they look that good. That woman looks that damn good. That man looks that damn good. But just going based off of, just be yourself. I'm not saying to pretend that you like something to get something. What I'm talking about is acquiring certain skills in the sense of having emotional skills. If you grew up not knowing how to really talk to people, acquiring social skills. This is not you being fake. This is you acquiring a set of skills that's going to enhance your life on this earth. And the thing about it, even if it doesn't work with that person you're talking to, those skills stay with you and you move on. You're better for it. And that's the beauty of knowledge. That's the beauty of experience. That's the beauty of applying knowledge to your life. When you do that, when you can be that person that has this level of respect for oneself. And when you learn to respect yourself, other people tend to get on board and they respect you. And eventually, if they didn't respect themselves, they learn to respect themselves because of how you did it. You set the example. And that's, to me, is what it's, I think that's more efficient and obtaining a relationship, if that's what you want, connection, a bond, a date, colleagues at work, even how you maybe even engage with your family, is learning to acquire skills that are attractive. And what is attractive? Attractive is working out. Attractive is, financial literacy. Attractive is emotional intelligence. Attractive is being compassionate and having empathy, being able to make people laugh, but not at your expense, but being able to garner that level of intelligence that can make people laugh. It is intelligence to make people laugh, but a certain style of humor, just becoming a clown, I don't believe that bodes well for a man, especially if he's trying to be taken seriously by a woman. No, I stand firmly behind the fact that nobody respects the clown. So having to be just yourself, just be yourself. Watch and again, certain traits. And what is self? We create self every day. So that statement alone is it's a fixed statement to say that I'm just being myself. When we create ourself every day, we keep acquiring different things, or some people, are on the same hamster wheel and they do the same shit. And it's like, oh, this is what I do. I do the same, this is how we do it. We do the same stuff and just do it all the time. Instead of learning something new, it's still you. It's still you. You're just acquiring a new skill that's going to enhance you. And the thing about the brain is once it learns something, it can never go back to what it was before you learned that thing. And that's the beauty of learning, is to never stop being a fucking student. But just being yourself with women, I don't find that to be the best thing, the best advice to give to a young man. If anything, just being yourself, just be calm. And just understand that you're enough. I believe I find that to be more effective. Understand that you are enough. You're enough. You don't need to treat like everyone is better than you. You don't have to treat her like she is better than you. Don't treat him like he is better than you. Understand this is a yin and a yang thing. And things aren't always going to match up. You know, chemistry, compatibility, two different things. And that's okay when you learn that it doesn't, when it's not compatible. There's nothing wrong with you per se. It's just that you don't align. And I believe things work on about being in alignment. So a lot of us have been on dates and we didn't align. And then there's people we meet and we ask ourselves, how the fuck did we go so long without this alignment? You know, because of the connection that you feel. And be grateful for both. I'll say that. Be grateful for both when that does happen, man. Everything is teaching you. It's teaching you what you want and what you don't want in life. And it all comes together. But just be yourself. I don't agree with that statement. I believe that was the worst advice I was given. I'm not saying not to love yourself. What I'm saying is to acquire more skills that tend to be attractive to women. What women find to be attractive, and then acquiring the skills that enhance that. I really think that's the best method for that. And it doesn't mean that you forget the things that you did before. It's just understanding what is attractive and then and how you place that in your life. And I hope that makes sense. If not, that's a personal problem. But these are just my thoughts on the worst advice that's ever been given to me about a woman, in the sense of just being yourself. What's your favorite episode and favorite moment in The Office? All right, so my favorite episode would be Murder, which is where, to give the context, they were thinking that they were going to lose their jobs. So Michael decided that he was going to do something in deflection, and he wanted to play this murder mystery game. And everyone had to speak with like a southern drawl, like Bayou accent. And the entire episode, he just talks like, I'm Caleb Crawdaddy, I do declare. It was just funny. It was just, it's funny because if you know The Office enough, you know how annoying Michael is, but then everybody takes on what he was doing in that episode. And then the favorite moment to me in The Office is when Michael leaves. The entire movement of that, from when they sing Seasons of Love, that's what they did. They sung Seasons of Love and changing the lyrics and just made this tribute to Michael. And then leading up to the point where Jim learns that Michael's leaving a day earlier. Spoiler alert, okay? But Jim learns that, and then he says, they say their heartfelt farewell to one another. And if you've watched the show from the beginning, by the time Michael leaves, he's the core to me. Michael was the core of The Office. So the fact that he was leaving, watching it the first time. It's very sentimental. It's a very sentimental moment. But that's the favorite episode and the favorite moment for me in The Office. What's life really all about for you, Ron? I'd say life is really all about going through different tests, only to know that you didn't have to go anywhere and that you were fine just the way you were. Life is all about remembering how it was to be a child. When we first came into this world, we just enjoyed ourselves. We were happy with it without even knowing we were happy. We did things that we enjoyed, right? And as a kid in the playground, before you get programmed by your family or by your whoever, you played with whoever. You know what I'm saying? You didn't look at anybody differently. You just played. And then there's this programming that comes along, whether it comes from the fear that's been placed into your family, the fears that's been placed into the school you go to, the fear that's been placed into, your friends that you make. And then they teach you that what you're doing is wrong and that they remove love when you don't do what you want them to do. And but for me, life is like remembering to be that child again, and just to nurture that relationship with oneself. And then once you nurture that relationship with oneself, then you can know who loves you, who values you, and who really don't fuck with you, who's using you. Those things come to you when you learn to love yourself first. And I recommend that for both man and woman, for all of us humans, us spirits, us human beings, to create that relationship with oneself. To me, that's what life is all about for me. Because sometimes you can get caught up in the matrix. You can get caught up in your ego. You can get caught up in trying to obtain validation from somebody who doesn't even love themselves. You know what I mean? And I believe all of us have done that. I know for sure I was trying to get the validation of someone who didn't even value herself. And once I discovered that, I didn't treat her in a negative sense. I looked at it as somebody that just was looking for love too. But I thought that she was so much better than me, and I put her on a pedestal. But she was seeking love herself. And the crazy thing is that we're seeking for something that we already have, because we are love. There's no getting around that. We are love. We are walking beams of love. That's really all we do, is like we do things. You're either, you know what I'm saying? We most of everything we do is about love. We do it for love. It's attention, validation, that's a form of love. The things that we tend to do, it just happens to circles back to love, right? And how interesting it is to find yourself in a situation where you're looking up to somebody, believing that they got it all figured out, and one day I'll be able to be on their status. And then they feel so empty inside because they have a facade. They wear a mask that shows that they're superior or what have you. Maybe that's just your perception of them, but deep inside they're hollow, and because they believe in their mind that they're not lovable. So you create different things to put off this facade that you have it all figured out, and you really don't have it all figured out. It's all right to not have it figured out, but that love, man, to learn how to love oneself, I believe, is what life's all about for me. And just remembering whenever you get triggered, whenever you get you backslide, whenever you fall back into old patterns that once served you, and then you're able to recognize it, then you can go back out and with a better mindset this time. And just whenever you fall, just get up and go again. And I believe that's what life is like about for me. Because as much as I learned, I mean, there's some things that are still very much ingrained in me from a mental standpoint of how I viewed myself at one point in time. So when getting triggered, you can kind of, go back to your old ways. But this time, you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. And when you can do that, you can be like, you know what? I know it. I fucked up. But now I can go back in it and I can attack it more. I don't have to beat myself up. And I don't have to beat myself up about it. It was meant to be a lesson, not a life sentence. I don't have to beat myself up. I can accept the fact that, I did this thing. Man, how the fuck did I end up back in a similar situation in which I just left, and it was just very toxic for me? Well, now you recognize the pattern, so it's easier for you to kind of navigate your way out of it and just accept the fact that you did such, and not beat yourself up about it, but just acceptance, learning to let go of that pain, let go of the need to control, and be like, all right, I messed it up. I did this thing. I did something that wasn't wise for me. And you don't know that something is good or bad for you until you look back at it. You know what I mean? It's in the past tense. There's a lot of us, I don't believe most of us are going out into the world trying to make the wrong decision for ourselves. And again, it's good and bad is perspective. And so, but looking back, was that beneficial for you? Did that, was it not beneficial for you? You have to decide that. You have to decide whether or not this is how this benefits me. Am I repeating a similar pattern? Am I staying in the same mindset that's going to keep bringing toxic ass people around me that drain me and they use me, and then when they get what they want, they leave, and I just keep accepting that? That's on me. I accept that. It's not for them. They can only do what I'm allowed. Anyone that you are dealing with, anyone that's involved in your life, whatever they're doing, what you believe they're doing to you, you're allowing them to do to you. So it's just, how do I take accountability for my life? How do I take, control of myself? Because that's all I can control. I can only control me. I'm not able to control what they do. I can only control what I do. So, having that relationship with yourself teaches you these things, and you'll see things much differently than you did before. You don't have to do things for validation. You don't have to do things for love, because you are love. And you can just embrace people and be in the present moment with them without having to make them responsible for your happiness. And sometimes, man, those feelings, old emotions come up, old feelings come into play, that butterfly shit that you get around people that you really just enjoy, that give off like a certain dopamine to you. And then old ways kick in, and you think that they're responsible for your happiness. And after a while, when they don't meet up to your expectations, you get upset. But you're not upset with them, you're upset with your expectations of them. They were who they were, no matter how you slice it. These people in your life, everyone that shows up, when you show up in other people's lives, you are showing up. That's what you are at the time. And doesn't mean you don't change. People evolve, but it's up to you to decide what you want to keep in your life at that particular time. I do my best to assess what I do on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. Try to journal and recap and look at where I've gone, where I'm going, and what I can look back and say, okay, I could have done better then. But life is all about just sharpening my focus, building wealth, being able to give love when I can, to the people that I come in contact with, because I try to speak in a loving way. I do my best to listen, more than I try to give advice. And again, ego gets the best of all of us, and you think you learned something, you're like, all right, well, actually, you can do. No, shut the fuck up. Just listen. Sometimes people don't want advice, they just want to vent. The ego is going to be the ego. Just know that you're not the ego. It uses your body and, you know, in your voice and stuff like that, but you're the observer. You're observer, you know, your thoughts, you're not your thoughts, you're the observer of those thoughts. So sometimes when negative things come into your mind, just let them pass over like clouds, you know, let them pass over and like, oh, damn, that's a fucked up thought. It's not me though. I don't have to absorb it. I can observe it. I don't have to absorb those thoughts. And for those of us who come from some challenging beginnings and challenging lives where we've said negative things to ourselves, that things we would never say to our friends or, you know, anybody that we love and value, it's all right. We've been through some shit, and we're survivors, we're soldiers and warriors, and we're still here to talk about it. For those of us that are still here and don't have to really do anything, you can just be present. That ego's a motherfucker. It feels like you have to do something to get something, but yeah, you can just be present. Present is the name of the game. That's what life is all about for me right now, is learning how to continuously be present in the present moment and to not fall back into the, you know, the troublesome mindset of the past and not be so stuck in the future trying to prevent what happened in the past, but just to be present. That's what I look at, a sense of me being present. And not wanting to just lose my mind over anxiety or fall back into depression, but learning to be present. And I'm grateful for being able to do the show. The show is like, that's my therapy. You know, I come and I find the show to be my therapy because the thoughts that do come up, I'm able to voice them in a way where it gets out of my brain. It's just decluttering my mind. And not necessarily everything I say, some might perceive to be right or wrong. I don't give a fuck about right and wrong. I more so care about perspective. And that's okay, because perspective generates conversation. And whether you agree with it or you don't, it generates conversation, and it also sparks the mind. It gets you to thinking, it gets you to asking these questions, because that's what it was for me when I would hear other people that I, you know, valued in mentorship. That's what they did for me. For the Brene Browns, for the J.E.T.Sense, for the Jordan Petersons, the Rich Coopers, the Rollo Tomasis, the, you know what I'm saying, Steph Cole, all of them, you know, they challenged my mind the way I saw life, and I saw a new world because of changing my perspective and not being dismissive to my, you know, to new information, filtering new information and seeing like, is this useful for me or is it not? Only you know, based on how you carry yourself in life. Yeah, I've enjoyed this show, as I tend to do often, but yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow the TikTok. You know, you can find that in the description. You can find that at the little QR code in the beginning of the episode. But I'm Romy Mac. I've had a great time doing this, but I'm out. Good night, kids.